On the morning of September 11, 2001, several passenger planes were hijacked in the United States. The first one struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York at 8:46 a.m. This marked the beginning of what the world came to know as the 9/11 attacks. While the crashes into the Twin Towers are widely known, fewer people are aware of the plane that crashed into the Pentagon later that day. But even less known is a fourth hijacked aircraft, United Airlines Flight 93. This flight held a story of extraordinary sacrifice that changed history. United Airlines Flight 93, a Boeing 757-222, took off from Newark International Airport at 8:42 a.m., heading for San Francisco. A small delay in departure would prove to be a crucial detail. Had it taken off a few minutes later, the story might have ended very differently. On board were 7 crew members, 33 passengers, and 4 hijackers. Like the other hijacked planes, Flight 93 was diverted mid-air. The hijackers stormed the cockpit and turned the plane toward Washington, D.C. Later testimony from al-Qaeda operatives revealed that their target was the U.S. Capitol. As the other planes hit the Twin Towers, Flight 93 passengers were unaware of what was happening. But phone calls to their families soon changed that. They learned of the attacks and realized their flight was also part of a coordinated suicide mission. This was no ordinary hijacking. Among the passengers was businessman Tom Burnett, who quickly organized with fellow passengers Todd Beamer, Mark Bingham, and Jeremy Glick to take back the plane. Todd Beamer's phrase, "Let's roll," would become a symbol of courage across the nation. The passengers armed themselves with makeshift weapons like food carts and boiling water thermoses. Amid the chaos, they launched their counterattack against the terrorists. Cockpit voice recorders captured the shouting, the scuffling, and the sharp maneuvers of the plane as the struggle unfolded. The passengers managed to reach the cockpit, forcing the hijackers to crash the plane rather than complete their mission. At 10:03 a.m., Flight 93 crashed in a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Everyone on board perished, but their actions prevented an even greater catastrophe. They may have saved hundreds of lives at the Capitol. Today, the Flight 93 National Memorial in Shanksville honors their bravery. The courage of Tom Burnett, Todd Beamer, and their fellow passengers has left a lasting legacy, not just in America, but across the world. They were ordinary people, but that day they made an extraordinary choice. They gave their lives to save others. Tom Burnett was born on May 29, 1963, in Bloomington, Minnesota. He stood out as a quarterback on the football team at Thomas Jefferson High School. He later attended St. John's University and transferred to the University of Minnesota to study business. He met his wife Dinah in Atlanta and they had 3 daughters. Tom worked as a senior executive at medical device company Thoratec. On September 11, he boarded Flight 93 to return home from a business trip. His phone conversations with his wife during the hijacking played a pivotal role. He told her, "Our plane has been hijacked. They have knives, and they say there's a bomb on board." When Dinah informed him that planes had struck the Twin Towers, he realized this was a suicide mission. He began organizing a resistance with Beamer, Bingham, and Glick. The passengers divided tasks among themselves. Don Green, who had flight experience, was to potentially land the plane if they succeeded. With Beamer's strength, Bingham's courage, and Tom's leadership, they launched their attack. The struggle caused the plane to veer wildly. Witnesses on the ground reported seeing the aircraft flying erratically before hearing a massive explosion. Flight 93 crashed into the ground at nearly 563 miles per hour at a 40-degree angle. The impact created a large crater. The black box was recovered 8 meters deep. Debris was scattered over a 10-kilometer area. Sadly, there were no survivors. In his last phone call, Tom asked his wife about their children. She told him they were having breakfast and knew nothing of the events. That brought him a moment of peace. "We have to do this. Pray. Just pray," he said. These were his final words. The story of Flight 93 proves that even in the darkest moments, courage and unity can make all the difference. These passengers altered the course of history. They were only 20 minutes from their target. A few more seconds and they might have regained control. But what they did was already heroic enough. Today, the Flight 93 Memorial keeps their names alive. Rest in peace, heroes of Flight 93.